Hello 318. I want to go through, so this is just an announcement video. I'm going to go through based on your Tumblr questions and try to clear up some of the confusion. There's still going to be confusion because this data analysis project is about analysis. And so I can't provide you more details because it depends on what you find and it depends on what your focus is. And so this is where we started with the web writing rhetorical situation. You have got to go back to the web writing rhetorical situation. It gave you the framework for successfully analyzing the audience. And in this case, audiences, no matter what space or account, no matter what account you choose to follow, there's more than one audience. Who are those audiences? And then go through the rest of the triangle. What is their purpose for being there? What are their purposes for being there? How does that impact the discourse community? How does the discourse community impact their purposes? That goes back and forth. Language can be used in a specific way to communicate purposes, but there's also a purpose for why things started that's going to influence the word choice that the account is using and creating to craft and then convey the message and to build the text that you're seeing. Information architecture and user experience, how are they finding it? What are the cues and clues? What are the tools that are available? How is that impacting the discourse community? How is that impacting the discourse community and impacting their purpose for being there? How are all of those details providing us more information on who the audience is? And it's less, what do they look like and how do they act? And it's more, what do they value? What do they value in their engagement with this space, so that when you start to analyze the data, you can see here's how their values are clearly shown in their engagement with these particular posts, and vice versa. Here's how these posts give us more information about what they value, or if one post outperforms another one, here's a clear indication that this is more highly valued than this for within the discourse community by this audience. And then why does that matter? That's going to be unique for all of you. And so that's where I can't provide any more of those details. I've given you the web writing rhetorical situation. You need to think, you need to brainstorm, you need to analyze, you need to use the web writing rhetorical situation to analyze the audience. It's got the language, it's providing the framework, and then you're going to take all of this into next week and you're going to use that to analyze the data and to come up with conclusions that are completely connected. Because I know that some of you are going to go into it and you're going to say, oh, this post only got 10 likes, so it didn't perform well. Compared to what? What's the benchmark? What's the assessment? How can you say that? How can you say that something is good and bad? You can't do that without the audience, and you can't do that without the audience analysis. You can't do the audience analysis without pulling in the web writing rhetorical situation. So use the tools that you have available to you this week so that when you start to make conclusions next week from the data, you can situate them in analysis that you've already developed, so you can just pull that right into that final essay. Okay. So those are the trends and patterns that I'm noticing, and those are the questions that popped up most frequently in Tumblr that I've read through so far. I think I have like 5 or 6 more that I haven't read yet. If you have other questions, I'll be on Tumblr off and on all weekend. Feel free to reach out to me. You have a full additional week for this project. The analysis, the audience analysis, and the data are due this weekend, but the analysis and the larger essay is not due until next week. And again, this is just one account. We're gonna move into 3 accounts next. So we're practicing with one. Going to get bigger and more complicated next. What questions do you have about connecting the dots? Use next week to reach out to me. You've got a ton of time to reach out to get the essay exactly where you want it to be. Okay? Send me a note on Tumblr if you have questions. Stop by office hours or send me an email. Otherwise, I'll see you online.